Today in our 2017 Ford Escape, we're going to be test fitting the Yakima JetStream Roof Rack system, consisting of part numbers Y00425. These are the JetStream crossbars, 50 inches long. These also come in silver. And to hold it in place, we have part number Y00147, and these are going to be the Timberline towers that specifically are designed to wrap around your existing factory-raised side rails. This is a great roof rack system that can carry a wide variety of accessories ranging from bike racks to cargo baskets to cargo boxes. The bars here have a nice aerodynamic shape to them, and that coupled with this rubber strip up at the top, that's going to help cut down wind noise and drag while you drive. Also, you can utilize channel mount or T-track accessories up at the top here, and to do that, instead of having to cut the strip to length like you would for many other styles, all you have to do is push the rubber strip down and slide everything in from the end cap once you have it removed. Moving on to the tower, you can see how everything attaches. The rubber-coated steel strap wraps around the bottom side of it, and it is padded where it makes contact on the top as well to make sure that your roof doesn't get damaged once this is being installed. With our end cap, it simply snaps into place, and we do have a plastic knockout that you can remove and replace with the Yakima SKS lock core system, which is sold separately, so you can secure it to your roof and make it key-to-like with your accessories. How we have our first bar in position, we measured from the edge here to the front portion here on both sides to make sure it was even, and then we tightened it down. So let's go ahead and show you how the rear bar goes into place. We already have it partially assembled on our handy table here. And here you have everything you need to put this onto your roof. We have the JetStream bar, the towers of course, and the fit kit that comes along with the bar to attach the tower to the bar. So to make this a little bit easier, we'll flip this upside down. We already have removed the end cap from our bar. So first, we'll get our tower ready to be installed. We'll start with our plastic bracket here, which snaps into place on top of the tower. You're going to hear a little bit of a snap once you put that into place. Then we'll take our metal bracket, and that gets attached to the screw in the center. Open this up, kind of push this out of the way to get to the screw. And at this point, we're tightening this down with this included tool here. And you're going to hear 2 or 3 audible clicks to let you know that it's tightened to specifications. Therefore, you don't over or under tighten. Like that. Now we can slide our top portion here into our channel. One other thing I would like to mention, and we do have a long rubber strip that we have on the bottom side here that we did remove. Normally what you would do is you would install the towers, put them in place on the roof, then cut the strip to length and put it back into place. We're not going to be showing that for demonstration purposes today. Right now we just want to show you how everything exactly installs. We'll slide that in, and then take our end cap and install that as well. Now you want to notice that the towers still can move back and forth. We haven't tightened them specifically to the bar yet. We want to have this flexibility because once we set this onto the roof, we're going to need this flexibility to get everything spaced out properly. So we'll make sure everything is in the open position. And now we can go to our factory raised side rail and start installing it on top. One thing I'd like to point out when we have these set in place, you see this line in the center. It's still a little hard to see, but you want to make sure that this line in the center here is going to be on top of the factory raised side rail. So we'll get a couple measurements here. First is going to be the crossbar spread. Now there's no specific crossbar spread right now. You just don't want to go under 24 inches. What I like to do is I go by whatever accessory I'm hauling and go by its recommendations, because most of the accessories that we have here do have a range that you can utilize with our product. Okay, make sure that line is on top. Next, we're going to get our crossbar overhang measurement on both sides, and that's how far the bar sticks out past the tower. Now this is going to be different from the front bar, because as you go further back, you're actually going to have a little bit more overhang because everything kind of narrows. That looks good. So we'll take our handy tool here. We'll first tighten up the bolt on the inside at the top. That's going to tighten the tower to the bar. Then we'll wrap our strap underneath here and tighten down that bar. This can take a little bit of time. I would suggest having a song in your head that you're going to sing along to. But always keep in mind that you're more than likely just going to do this once, as opposed to taking it on and off multiple times, even though that is something you can do with these systems. You can also switch them with other vehicles with factory raised side rails. There we go. Put our end cap on there. And we'll do this exact same process on the driver's side. Now, some other accessories that we can put on these roof rack systems, besides the ones I mentioned earlier, you're going to have stuff like ski and snowboard carriers, kayak carriers, or even stand-up paddleboard carriers. And Yakima does carry almost everything in those lines. Excuse me. You can find that on etrailer.com, or you can mix and match if need be. Another advantage to this is its flexibility back and forth along the rails. So if you have issues of clearance, say putting stuff on top of the roof and then having issues of clearance with the hatch and those things, you can actually shift these bars further up against the rails so you don't have that issue of clearance anymore. Like the roof rack style where it's the naked roof, where they clamp onto the inside of the windows, they're pretty much set in those measurements, so you can adjust those if you needed to. And of course, being able to use this with multiple vehicles if possible. That's another pretty big bonus with these. There we go. Now, one final thing I'd like to do is give you a couple quick measurements to give you an idea of how high this sits off your roof. Because as you can see, the towers are pretty thick. So I'm going to measure from the center to the bottom and the center to the top of the bar. So from the center of the roof to the bottom of the bar, it's going to be about 2 3/4 inches, and from the center to the top is going to be about 4 inches. So that's more than enough space for those accessories that wrap around your bars as opposed to use the T-tracks. These bars do have a carrying capacity of 165 pounds, but you always want to double check with your vehicle's manual to make sure your roof can take those weights and go by their recommendations. And there you have it for the Yakima JetStream roof rack system on our 2017 Ford Escape.